What's up, everyone? Coach D speaks with the MeidasTouch Network. So, Republicans lie a lot. That's not news to anyone. But have you guys seen how much Ron DeSantis lies and twists the truth so much? Like, this guy has lately been on every radio show, every television show, and he repeats and regurgitates this lie about how much he's just killing it in Florida. Like, since he's become governor of Florida, there's nothing wrong at all. There's no homeless. There's no crime. There's no drugs. Like, he's just killing it. He's always saying that. Remember, when he flew his butt all the way from Florida to my freaking state of California to go to San Francisco and stand on the street and claim that he saw so many horrible things that you would never see in Florida. I mean, according to Ron DeSantis, within minutes of getting to San Francisco, he saw everything that is wrong with leftist policies in America. Check it out.
We're here in the once great city of San Francisco. We came in here and we saw people defecating on the street. We saw people using heroin. We saw people smoking crack cocaine. And you look around, the city is not vibrant anymore. It's really collapsed because of leftist policies.
So not long after Ron DeSantis came to San Francisco and put on performative politics, someone drove around Florida and took video of homeless camps in Florida as well, proving that Ron DeSantis didn't have to fly across the country to San Francisco to see all these things he wanted to pretend are not going on in Florida. Now, do you think that amount of truth would stop Ron DeSantis from going around and regurgitating these lies and putting on performative politics? Absolutely not. He went on Meet the Press recently, and you can tell that Kristen Welker was waiting for him to start with that BS. You can tell during her prep, she said, you know what? Ron DeSantis is probably going to try to come on here with that same BS, and I'm going to be ready for him. And just as he thought, he did. He tried to regurgitate that BS, and she was ready. She pulled out the proof, and she called him on it, and this is what happened.
You can look, in Florida, our crime rate's at a 50-year low, and our violent crime rate's down 30% since I've been governor. So we're handling it strong.
Governor, actually, statistically speaking, the CDC says that the firearm mortality rate is actually higher under your administration than it was under your predecessor's administration. But I do want to move on to the campaign and just
the what mortality rate? No.
The firearm mortality rate.
Well, I don't. But
was actually higher under your administration than your predecessors. That's according to the CDC. Let me move on to the campaign, Governor.
Well, right. Because you had COVID and all that stuff. Excess mortality, is that what you're saying? That went up everywhere in the country from 2020 on.
No,
our excess mortality went up less
Governor, the firearm
than anybody.
The firearm mortality rate. Let me move on, though, to the campaign, because I want to let you respond.
So first of all, this is the COVID was a hoax party. Like, COVID didn't even exist. It was going to go away so easily. Nothing's even happening to people with COVID. It's like the cold. But now, when he's backed into a corner, he wants to say, oh, COVID was the reason for the mortality rate going up. It went up everywhere, not just in Florida. Completely just misunderstanding what she's saying. She said the firearm mortality rate went up in Florida. And did you see, like, Ron DeSantis already has absolutely no personality. So it doesn't take much for him to look flustered and look embarrassed. But he had nothing to say. Like, at the end there, after he realized, oh, wait, I can't blame this on COVID. And he's like, the smug, smirk, what are you talking about? It's because of COVID, Once he realized, oh, damn, she's not talking about just the mortality rate. She's talking about gun violence. She's talking about gun violence in my state. Typically, if you tried to back them in the corner and they actually had some proof or some actual facts to rebut what you're saying, they're going to get it out. But Ron DeSantis just looked defeated because he had no comeback. And this needs to happen more. This needs to happen so much more. We need to stop allowing these politicians, especially these Republicans, to come on these shows and regurgitate lies over and over. You got to be ready for these interviews. You got to prepare for them. If I watch 1 or 2 interviews of Ron DeSantis and I'm going to get the opportunity to interview him, I'm going to know exactly what he's going to say, because he says the same thing in every interview. The next thing he was going to say was he was going to blame it on the woke. That's what he does. So stop allowing them to come on these shows and keep repeating this nonsense. So I'm glad that Kristen Welker finally called him out on it. And it was just so nice to see him just get like, oh, dang, I wasn't ready for this, because they're not going to be ready for a follow-up because they're not used to getting follow-ups. So Ron DeSantis goes around all the time talking about how much he's killing it. And, oh yeah, violence is down in my state. Drug abuse is down in my state because we've been taking care of it. And that's why you should make me, president of the United States. And Kristen Welker said, nope, none of that is true, bro. None of that is true. You're not going to bring it on my show. Ron DeSantis is nothing but a slightly smarter Donald Trump. He's going to lie, but there's going to be a whole lot of racism, bigotry, and fascism. And we cannot allow this guy to ever see the White House, just like we can't allow Donald Trump to see the White House. And as I've said in other videos, if you think watching this video, liking this video is enough, that's not enough. You got to share it. You got to share with other people as well the importance of getting to the poll and voting. You can't just watch a video and get a little upset about it. You have to be active. You got to be active in your community. And so if you leave this video with any understanding at all, it is that I want you to be active in your community and making sure that we stop racists, bigots, and fascists from holding office in America. Period.
Hey Midas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.